Hello, and welcome to Testing the Limits, Space Exposed Plastic Experiments by SER-TN004. In this video, we'll explore the fascinating journey of plastic materials into space and the rigorous testing they undergo upon their return to Earth. Join us as we uncover the secrets of space-exposed plastics and the incredible science behind their analysis. Our story begins with a journey to the stars. High above the Earth's atmosphere, a payload of plastic samples is launched via weather balloon into space. These plastics will endure extreme conditions, including intense radiation, microgravity, and temperature variations. The experiments were loaded onto a weather balloon and launched from Indiana. They reached over 100,000 feet before the balloon popped and they parachuted back to Earth. After a few weeks of waiting, we finally got our plastic experiments back to start testing. After decisive choosing, we finally found a candidate who would do the testing. And now, our nominated plastic tester will perform his experiments. Now, I'll hand it over to Chief Fay.
Thank you, First Sergeant Cox. Now, my turn. So, right here today, we have the box of 3D printed discs that went into outer space and have come back. So now, we have to run some tests on those. The first test we're going to do is we're going to do an inspection close up as much as we can and see if there's any visible cracking or discoloration on the discs. The second test, which is really the only test we can really do since we only had a certain amount of room that we can send up into outer space, is we're going to test the tensile strength on these discs. And I'm going to set up a special device that can carefully and accurately record the tensile strength of these discs. Start off, we have two vials of discs. We have the one that went out of space and we have the one that stood on the ground. And just by looking at these two, I can see that some of them have melted a little bit. I'm thinking that's because of the shipping, it getting a little hot in the car that they shipped them in, or van. So the first one I'm going to inspect is the control. And so I'm just going to carefully open these up. Make sure carefully. And I'm just going to carefully inspect all of these. So in total we have 14 discs that we are going to test out today. And we'll start off with the carbon fiber ones. For this section of the video, I have decided to speed it up just a little bit because it is quite boring, and this took me around 30 minutes to go through all the discs and inspect them carefully. And what I found was that there was barely any physical damage to the discs, and everything that I've seen looked like it was because of manufacturing errors. So let's get on with the rest of this video. So for the testing bit of it, it took a lot of thinking to figure out what would work the best. What I came up with was this thing. Basically it's a fish scale attached to a line that is nailed to this piece of wood. And the way I was going to test it is I put the disc between this strap and this strap, and I take this pry bar and I will carefully bring it this way until it snaps, and then it will record the number right here when it snaps. So the first test grouping we will do is going to be the control group right here. I'm just going to quickly put them through, and then we're going to see what happens. The testing rig is something like this. You have the disc right here in between the scale and this part over here, and we will just carefully apply leverage over here until the disc snaps. So with that number recorded, we will now test out all the other ones. After recording all of the data, I have arranged this data sheet for you guys. On the left side is the material compositions. The group in the middle is the control group. And the section on the right is the group that went into outer space. After reviewing the numbers, I was able to see that the 99% PLA did the best. Out of both groups, they got the exact same number both times. And the worst one out of the control group was the 99% ABS. And the worst one out of the group that went into outer space was the 10% resin. I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I'd like to see you guys soon. Later.